Let me live. Let me live.
Mitch! Wait, no, you're invisible! You're invisible! What the fuck? No! Are you kidding me? More you know. Oh shit! Oh, Yoshi, where'd you go?
Wait, it's way too early.
Double sevens! He gets the yes! Hey Wario! You get the yes! Hello everybody, this is Golden Yoshi Star 1 here, and today I have a Pokemon challenge to discuss. The best Pokemon game prior to Scarlet and Violet's release was the underappreciated Pokemon Black and White. Black and White has by far the largest number of newly released Pokemon. Despite the Black and White anime being an underrated gem, it did give us one of the most badass characters that Ash would ever catch. A sunglasses wearing Sandile that evolved into a Crocorock and then later became a powerful Crocodile. That Sandile was such a badass and probably one of my favorite Pokemon that Ash Ketchum himself has caught. So I decided to attempt a Pokemon challenge run, a Pokemon White Sandile solo run. The full playlist of the series is on my YouTube channel. All 7 parts were streamed on Twitch, along with 2 more Pokemon related streams where I surprise traded 500 Sandiles, all of which were renamed to be #TheCroc YouTube YT. If you were playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on January 16th and January 20th from 8 PM Eastern Standard Time to around 2 AM Eastern, you had a chance of obtaining one of these Sandiles. Those streams are also part of that playlist. However, you were here for the Sandile solo run. Someone else, but a YouTube handle, OTGT, also attempted a Sandile solo challenge in 2020. His run ended in utter failure. You can also watch his run linked in the description of the video below. Let's get started with this run. Unlike OTGT, who swapped Oshawott for Sandile, I chose to swap Tepig for Sandile. For one reason, I wanted to make Cheren and Bianca actually a lot harder challenge for me. The other thing I chose, which was actually which version to play. I chose Pokemon White version because compared to Zekrom, Reshiram would be a much larger threat than Zekrom. I also will discuss the various boss battles in Pokemon White. I should also mention that Sandile is a ground dark type Croc. Massive 4x weakness to fighting type Pokemon. Water, grass, ice, and bug are problems, and flying is difficult tasks that actually relies on rock-type moves to defeat. Unfortunately, certain TMs are not easily accessible, and Sandile can only learn the HM move Cut. But I had the free Elemental Monkey I gave the HM Cut to. Pokemon Black and White is also one Pokemon game that actually does not even require the usage actually of a quote-unquote HM Slate. Sandile also has 2 abilities, Intimidate and Moxie. The form ability I have on the other 2 Sandiles for the other 2 Striaton 2 gym leaders. The main Sandile I have had the ability Moxie. Moxie, for those who don't know, gives the Pokemon like Sandile an attack buff for every enemy that is actually taken out by it. Sandile's best stats actually are attack and speed, but his base stat total is 292. I also don't use any items in battle. I only use except for really only held items. On a side note, I did swap Oshawott and Snivy as Sandiles, purely so I could actually challenge the other 2 Striaton gym leaders. Oh, did I forget? Pokemon Black and White's first gym leader is actually a trio of gym leaders who has the player challenge the Pokemon they choose as their weakness. For example, Oshawott would challenge Silent, just like in the Pokemon anime. Tepig challenges Cress, and Snivy challenges Chili. We should back up a little bit. The first 2 Bianca and Cheren battles are absolutely no trouble at all. The first encounter was difficult due to how Purloin is Dark type, and we had to use a stand attack strategy to give us a chance to beat in. Next up, the Striaton Gym Leader Trio. First of all, I was around level 13-15 when fighting all 3. In the order I fight them, I fight Cress first, then Silent, and then Chili. Honestly, Chili was a total joke. Ground beats fire after all. As for Cress, I forgot to heal the Croc, so that's how actually I lost against Cress. The rematch ended with me actually winning against him. As for Silent, he was interesting. His Pansage actually was able to beat my Sandile. At the rematch, I'm actually 1 level higher, we'll get Sandile actually level up during the battle, so he had just enough to attack to survive. With a different strategy, I was able to avoid Silent using a potion and defeat him. Cheren battles us, but he gets completely destroyed. Trust me, Cheren and Bianca will be far harder much later on. We should discuss In, or should we say Natural Harmonia Gropius, is the leader of Team Plasma, or should we say he's the king of Team Plasma. His first, third, and fourth encounters are nothing really to discuss. His second and final battles are the important ones. We'll discuss his final battle much later on. It is where OTGT gave up on his run. And will I also follow just as him? In's team starts off with the Pita. Perfect. A flying type Pokemon. So my best move is Bite. After he beat Pita, he sends a Time Pole, a water type. Still not a major problem. His last Pokemon, Timber, is a fighting type Pokemon, and this Pokemon is one that gave me major struggles. I was able to beat it, but it took my third attempt to be successful. As for the Nacrene Gym, we reach our toughest boss yet, Gym Leader Lenora and our powerful Watchog. Lenora's Watchog knows the move Retaliate. Retaliate's not that strong of a move normally, but after we easily take out her deer, we are in a serious danger. Retaliate does double damage after our Pokemon has fainted. This one move caused me so much difficulty that I actually leveled myself up to level 27 to learn the move Swagger. We couldn't tackle Primo Forest or even go on ahead, collecting some new moves, new moves or TMs maybe, because of Team Plasma blocking. Swagger was an option I tried, only for that to backfire me badly. Luckily, Sandile's most reliable move comes very early, Bite. Bite gives the opponent a chance to flinch. Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter, as the Croc was able to tank a double-powered Retaliate, as she was able to succeed as she beat the second gym leader. Lenora is down, took me 12 tries to be successful. We do decrease our level because I honestly didn't actually want to make Berg, the next gym leader, a complete joke. So I spent some off-screen time to prepare a new Sandile. With it, we reached another major blockade, double battles. Oh right, almost forgot, we skipped a battle. Prior to the Charon's second encounter, we reached a daycare. In past daycare, we had to actually battle against these trainers, who forced us to a double battle. So our Panzer actually has to join us in this battle. But all I have to do is actually spam workup. While actually the Croc won the double battle in a 2v1 match. Back to Primo Force, our first expectation is that actually we need Pansage for the next double battle. Fortunately, double battles are 100% optional. How great is that? As well as also turtle battles in white version and rotation battles in black. Those are completely optional. Kind of fun though. We then travel onward to tackle later battles. We defeat more Team Plasma Grunts, travel through Route 4 to collect some items. Unfortunately, we can't reach the Relic Castle, but we do tackle Berg. With our Sandile was the same level as he was against Lenora, he was in his out completely one-shot Sandile. After leveling up 2 more times, we pull a Bite Flinch, dropping himself to just barely above half. The second Bite finishes off, and then Webble is a complete joke. Berg was defeated after 6 attempts. Next up, we have very few easy boss battles. Bianca 3 was no trouble, as was Charon 4 and N's third encounter. We do pick up the black sunglasses and soft stand. We fight Elisa and soundly Sweeper, thanks to finding a Rock Tomb TM. Fortunately, we cannot obtain the Incinerate TM because it's locked under the battle subway, and Dark Pulse is locked inside a locked box. Are you freaking kidding me? At least it wasn't needed against Elisa. Charon's 5th encounter, however, is where he gets difficult. He battles us right as we leave the Masa City. His first Pokemon is Leopard. After a turn 1 flinch, he then hits me with Torment. After Leopard is down, up next is Dewatch. We wreck it with Bite, we miss a Sand Tomb, but then get hit by Yawn. Fortunately, being affected by Torment still, we attempt to dig, and proceed to be incinerated up 4 HP left. Finishing off that Panseer, but we then get hit by with trouble, Tranquil. His Tranquil uses Quick Attack, and we are silently defeated. 4 more failed attempts later, and our 6th encounter ends differently. Leopard fake out flinch first turn, I use Dig to avoid Torment, and I one-shot. Next up is Dewott. A single bite activates a Citrus Berry, it misses a Razor Shell, we defeat it, and then Panzer, with now more than half of my health left, still on me, I'm able to win, and now I'm able to win against Charon. We also meet Champion Alder. We spend quite a bit of time on the bridge collecting star dat boosting wings. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to help out much at all, because those really only affect EVs. Would have helped out better by actually increase our stats directly, but what you can do. We help the Mining King and Gym Leader Clay capture Team Plasma, only for Getsus to take them away. We grab ourselves a Shell Bell. Unfortunately, Shell Bell is completely useless. We then tackle the Mining King, Clay. Let's back up a second first. Clay's signature move is Bulldoze, a move that is very similar to Earthquake. I have Dig, a move that makes me completely vulnerable to Earthquake. So Bulldoze would naturally cause me problems, correct? Wrong. Bulldoze doesn't hurt Pokemon when they use Dig. And did I realize this when I fought Clay? Nope. I didn't find out about it until after I lost to him 10 times. That's how our first battle went. Level 39 Croc versus Croc gets an instant bite flinch. Second bite, and then a Bulldoze drops my HP to 67. My speed drops. He uses Swagger to buff up my attack 2 times, but then I am confused. A bite finishes it off. Up next is a Palpatone, who gets one shot by a bite, plus snap out of confusion, and up with a +4 attack boost. Shell Bell restores my little bit of HP, Extra Drill trap. Extra Drill uses Hone Claws, I counter with Bite. Next turn, Extra Drill uses Rock Slide, and I'm dropped to half health. I miss a Sand Tomb, he uses Slash and finishes me off. Due to these fails, I decided to travel back to Castilia City to obtain the Light. We trekked back to Driftfall City, and with some new knowledge in mind, tackle Clay once again. This time I start with Dig. Croc uses Swagger, Torment affects me now, he uses a Hyper Potion while I use Sand Tomb. I use Bite and he uses Bulldoze. Second Hyper Potion is used, I use a Rock Tomb. Lowers his HP a bit and drops speed. Another Dig dodges a Bulldoze, and then finishes off Crocorock. Palpatone is next, and a Bite drops it down to very low. It counters with Bulldoze. Speed drops down even more. Its next move is an Aqua Ray. Forge doesn't matter as a Dig ends its game. Now we have Extra Drill again. Starts with a Hone Claws as the Croc uses a Rock Tomb to drop his speed. Extra Drill uses Bulldoze and the Croc loses. Oops. Let me just press our Dig Victory run again. Turn 1 Dig, dodge Croc's Bulldoze and Torment. It gets hit by a critical hit by Dig. Palpatone is next, same as Crocrock. Dig to avoid Bulldoze and one-shot Palpatone. Extra Drill is last. There's like another 2 Mons, 1 Dig, please destroy him. So match number 5 is mine. We are immediately challenged by Bianca. She gets defeated easily. We then enter Chargestone Cave. After exploring it, we tackle our next battle against N. He goes down completely like a joke, but he won't be a joke next time we fight. We enter Mistralta City only for the gym leader to dip out to the Celestial Tower. After that, we go for Skyla. Biggest threat is her Swan. Skyla's first battle is against Subad. One bite ends it, stands out Swanna next. I use Bite, but he uses Bulb Beam and I get hit with a critical hit. That actually happens twice in a row. How lucky of me. Or unlucky. On our third encounter, it ends differently. Squid falls to a bite like before, Swanna instead uses Aqua Ray. Skyla tries to use a Hyper Potion, but 2 more bites finish it off. Crown Pheasant ends like all birds do. Dropping a rock on a bird ends their game. Skyla was defeated. After that, we challenge Charon. 6th battle has us lose against him. First Pokemon is on Pheasant. He dodges a Rock Tomb while I'm hit with an Air Slash. Second Rock Tomb defeats him. Juwada is next, and a Bite almost defeats him. And it hits me with a Water Pulse. Our rematch ends differently. A Pheasant falls with the Rock Tomb, turn 1. Duet comes out and gets flinched by a Bite. Duet gets recovered by leftovers. Charon, save some leftovers, man. We can't have leftovers till post-game. Anyway, a second Bite ends it. Croc uses Earthquake, the strongest ground type move a Sandile can learn, and defeats Semiseer. His Leopard is left, and a single Dig defeats it. Bianca and Charon's last battles are difficult. However, the last 2 gym leaders are beaten extremely easily. We'll go into details in her battles. Bryson gets defeated by 3 Rock Slides. Iris was slightly different. Turn 1 of the Dig, then turn 3 is a Bite as Iris uses a Hyper Potion. The second Bite ends it. Jordan gets one shot by an Earthquake, and so does Haxorus. Backing up a bit, after we defeat Bryson, we rush the Dragon Spiral Tower only to fail as N ends up with the legendary Regiment. We rush to Relic Castle and meet with Getsis. Unfortunately, the Darkstone is not there, as we also cannot collect TM move Earthquake. That's also a post-game. Handy. So we cannot use Swap Earthquake at all, only Dig and Rock Slide. We travel to Nacrene City and obtain the Darkstone. Right before we reach Opaloosa City, Bianca challenges us one last time. Bianca starts off with a Stoutland. I start with a Bite, she counters with a Workup. The second Bite drops her to half, and she counters with a Retaliate. Retaliate knocks them back to a bit and above half health, and Earthquake finishes off Stoutland. Her Superior is next, and I use Bite as she uses Quill. I use a second Bite only for it to defeat me with the Leaf Blade. We failed 3 more times, but our 5th attempt, I use a different tactic. Conveniently, I obtained a very useful TM, just for this fight. TM36 Sludge Bomb. Battle begins with Stoutland. I use Bite and get a critical hit, while she counters with Workup. Bianca's next move is a full restart while I use Rock Slide. Another Bite does barely any damage, but she only counters with another Workup. An Earthquake finishes it off. Spirit gets taken down by 2 Sludge Bombs, Semipore comes out and loses to a single Bite, as does Mushana. Bianca is now fully defeated. As for Charon, his final battle has always been a difficult one. His first 3 battles end in defeat. Charon's first Pokemon is Sun Pheasant. He uses attack turn 1, so Rock Slide takes down to half health. This happens again, requiring 2 more turns to end it. Up next is Sandrot. 1 Bite drops down to yellow, and he counters with Aqua Tail, and I'm dropped to low HP. He finishes off with an Aqua Jet. Remember this will be crucial for a far future battle. The next 2 matches end out identical. The 4th counter ends differently. Turn 1 detect, and I miss 2 rock slides. Tailwind was second move. Turn 3 is a rock slide, and he gets flinched. Turn 4 is another detect to stall its demise, but it falls to another more rock slide. Starmark comes out, and a bite causes Starmark to drop to half, and flinching. Another bite ends it. Leopard ends to a single earthquake, and so does his semi-steer, and the Croc levels up to 61. Sharon is now defeated. Now that we've reached the endgame, I did look a bit into the final battle. OT and GT actually failed the challenge and was around level to mid-level 80s, so I didn't know how much my level actually would fare against the endgame. I decided to actually give some unique saves that actually gave my Sandile at around level 80 and level 100 respectively. One also wanted to keep the Croc at its current level, so I actually have a challenge. But funny thing though, all the preparation and save states that I actually had made for said challenge actually didn't mean anything at all. So I actually didn't mean anything at all. But I don't want to fully spoil the ending. And we do tackle and conquer victory though. It's pretty easy honestly. Don't even need to use any of the other HM moves. They're all optional, after all. So our level against victory against Elite 4 was level 63. Starting off with this Elite 4 gauntlet is the Ghost type Elite 4 member Chantel, and she was interesting to say the very least. First Pokemon is the Cofagrigus, a Pokemon with the signature ability Mummy. This means I cannot use Bite or else I lose my Moxie. Turn 1 I use Rock Slide and it flinches. Turn 2 is an Earthquake and I dodge a Will-O-Wisp. With Cofagrigus down to red, Chantel uses her first full restore. I use a Rock Slide, I use a second Rock Slide, and it flinches. One more Earthquake, Cofagrigus is down. Jellicent is next, and despite being a water type and having the ability Cursed Body, single Bite ends his whole career. But Bite is now disabled. Goldlord comes out and an Earthquake deactivates it. The Ace, Chandelure comes out and a single Rock Slide gives us the first win against the first Elite 4 member. Next up is a level 64 Sandile for Psychic type Elite 4 member Caitlyn. Renucleus takes 1 bite and counters with a super effective Focus Blast. This drops me all the way down from full health to 2 HP. Caitlyn uses the full restore twice, but 3 more bites takes it out. Sigilyph goes down to 1 bite, and so does Musharn. Gothitelle gives me also massive victory with 1 more bite. What a massive clutch. Next we tackle Grimsley, the Dark type Elite 4 member. He took me 10 tries to defeat. And it was thanks to his leading Pokemon Scrafty, a Dark Fire type Pokemon, known for high jump kick. Doesn't even know it. RIP. I used Dig turn 1 and Attack turn 2. But a single Brick Break knocks me down to half health. Earthquake barely takes it out, and a single Brick Break ends my run. His first monk keeps defeating me, and I think maybe Sludge Bomb or Protect would work, but neither do for me. Interestingly enough, Torment helped me out. Scrafty comes out, I use Torment first, while it uses Brick Break, dropping me down to yellow. Next I use Earthquake, dropping it to yellow, while I then get Stand attacked. I then use Dig to finish it off. Bisharp falls to a single Earthquake, as does Crocodile. Leopard does a fake out flinch, and I miss an Earthquake. Leopard uses Attract, and I lose because Attract ends my game. The weakness of being a buff Sandile. Rematch goes differently. Torment to a Brick Break, and then I use Earthquake while it uses Sand Attack. Second Earthquake ends it. Bisharp falls to a single Dig, and Crocodile also falls as well, to an Earthquake. Leopard does a fake out flinch, but I instead use Dig to avoid Attract. Dig completely defeats it. 3 down, 1 more to go. Marshall actually was not as bad as Grimsley, despite him being the Fire type Elite 4 member. Hurricane levels up to level 66, Throw is first, and I use an Earthquake against his Bulldoze. Second Earthquake ends it, and Conkeldurr tanks the Earthquake while Sandile dodges a Hammer. 1 full restore, and an Earthquake defeats it. Me and Shaw one-shots me with a Jump Kick. I immediately swap Rock Slide with Protect. Not taking any chances, I get an Earthquake crit to end Throw, and Conkeldurr falls to a second Earthquake. Me and Shaw is released, and I use Protect against his Jump Kick. Jump Kick actually damages me and Shaw to half health, and 1 Earthquake wins it for me. Last but not least is Sawk, and I start with Protect while I use the Karate Chop. I use Earthquake and Sturdy allows it to live. It counters with the Karate Chop, drop me down to 31 HP. 3 more Earthquakes and triggering Sturdy 2 more times as he uses 2 full restores, and I win. Unfortunately, Inez defeated Alder and revealed Team Plasma's castle. This is honestly one of the coolest openings of an evil team. We are immediately surrounded by 6 of the 7 stages. Before we battle the 6th of them, the Unova gym leaders come in clutch and battle them for us. I really like that. Best gym leaders of any Pokemon region. We traverse to Team Plasma's castle, and we reach N. He reveals Reshiram, and while I battle and catch Zekrom, we purposely lose so N has lost N, so that we actually drop off Zekrom. We don't even need him. N's team's not that tough. Our biggest threat is actually Caracosta, which can have the ability Stir. First battle with Zekrom has to stall out it being defeated. When the Croc is revealed, one Earthquake ends it, as well as Vanillix and Zoroark. Caracosta is what ends my run. Earthquake activates Sturdy, and I tank a Waterfall. Once lose to an Aqua Jet. Nothing I can do to beat that. Surprisingly enough, this is also where OTGT failed his run, and he gave up. I was not going to lose, so I kept trying. Some battles, I had failed one-shotting Reshiram, only for a fusion player dropping to low health. It also meant an instant loss against Caracosta. Other times, this Vanillix would live an Earthquake, and I had to lose. I ended up at level 68, and here actually was my goal I had in mind. I had to make sure Caracosta flinched. If I can make it flinch once, the battle's as good as one. So I kept at it, and I lost 19 times. On my 20th attempt, luck shined down on me. N leads with Reshiram, and a single Earthquake defeats it. Next up is Vanillix, and an Earthquake ends it as well. Zoroark also falls to a single Earthquake, and then he brings out Caracosta. I switch to a Bite, and he flinches. N counters with a full restore, but an Earthquake plus Bite combo ends out the toughest threat in N's team. Klingling falls to a single Earthquake, and Archeops falls to a single Bite. We have just defeated the King of Team Plasma. We beat the game. Just kidding. The true final boss for Pokemon Black and White is Getsus. He challenges us immediately. N heals our Sandile, and we fight Getsus. Getsus took us 3 tries, and I chose to choose a safe states, only to actually let her be in, because now we have to reset, because it causes us fight in again. Round 1, Cofagrigus is out first. He uses Protect on turn 1, and I cause him a Rock Slide flinch on turn 2. I use Earthquake, and it drops him to yellow. He hits me with a Toxic. He uses another Protect, and in following turn is an Earthquake, and he's taken out. Hydreigon is next, and I start with a Rock Slide, and he uses Surf. Yes, Hydreigon can low Surf. Well, shit. And this is the first battle as a defeat. Round 2, Cofagrigus is out. Protect is used first, and I use Rock Slide, and he uses Toxic. Another Protect, and I use Earthquake to drop him to low health. Yet another Protect, and Earthquake defeats. Hydreigon is out, and despite being low on health, he ends me with a Focus Blast. Final round. Cofagrigus is up first. Both use Protect to start off. Second turn is a Rock Slide, and I get a flinch. He gets off a Protect again turn 3. Turn 4 is a Rock Slide flinch. Turn 5, Cofagrigus is down with a single Earthquake. Next up is Hydreigon. Rock Slide immediately gives me the flinch. I use Protect to dodge a Focus Blast, and I use another Rock Slide and dodge another Focus Blast. Gets uses his first full restore. I counter with a Bite. Follow up another Rock Slide and get another flinch. One more Rock Slide and gets his ace is down and out. Seismitoad is released, and one Earthquake defeats it. Bisharp also falls to a critical hit Earthquake. I use Protect against Bouffalant as it uses Head Charge, but it also falls to another Earthquake. Finally, Electros is out, and a single Rock Slide proves the truth. The truth is that it is possible to beat Pokemon Black and White using only a Sandile. I would like to thank everyone who actually joined me and watched me stream this game on my Twitch channel, linked below. It was honestly a very fun and actually very difficult challenge. Pokemon Black and White are the first Pokemon games since before Sun and Moon to actually not require an HM sleeve. I was also able to use the free Elemental Monkey for just what it was actually needed for, opening up the area to get the Dream Mist from Muna to a single double battle to outside the daycare. I also want to give credit to Susie for drawing the buff standout that you see on the thumbnail and the later streams. I will link the full series in the description below. Also, please hit the like button down below and go ahead and check out all the other Pokemon games I've streamed. I will link them down below as well. Please join the Discord server and discuss all things Pokemon with me. Thank you again for watching, and comment down below a future Pokemon solo challenge idea. Let me know who your favorite Pokemon is, and as always, stay golden.